There we go. Welcome to today's video. I'm gonna give you guys another little walkthrough here. The main reason why I'm filming is to actually get your guys' suggestions on these renovations that I'm about to do. So this is the house, the last update on this channel. I hadn't even put an offer in yet, so I'm gonna update you guys on that as well. But as you guys can tell, yeah, I got the offer accepted. So this house, I ended up putting in an offer at $388,000. It was listed at $395,000. We met in the middle and we came to an agreement at $393,000. I locked this house up for. It's actually, I think, a really good deal just because of like nowadays in the last couple months, like getting a house that's under the list price is actually pretty unheard of. So I have a couple questions for you guys. I'm trying to get light in here, but it's so dark. Let's go over here. So the more I walk through this house, I've literally been here like 6 different times so far since I actually got the offer accepted, just because this is going to be my personal home and I want to put a lot more time and effort and just money into this house. So I have questions for you guys, and I really truly do want your suggestions and ideas here. So my main thought after walking this a few times is, let's go this way so you guys can get a better idea. I really do think I want to open this entire area up right here. So I had a beam guy come in, and realistically I could remove this entire post right here. I can remove this entire little island or this little peninsula thing. It would be a little bit more expensive because I'd actually have to move the plumbing. I would basically just do an island right here instead of that little island back there. And then I'd have to move the plumbing a little bit. And then the other thing I want to do is actually remove this entire wall right here all the way. I want to remove this entire wall all the way right here, so this little section could actually be blown out. So when you walk in, you actually just have an entryway directly into the kitchen. Unfortunately, I would have to leave this little beam in right here. You guys see this little 12 by 12 right here? There's no beam that can go from here to all the way over there. So I do think I can blow out pretty much everything I just talked about, but leave in this little 12 by 12 right here. And that would be really the only post in this entire little concept that I'm talking about. So let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think this would look really good blown out, just kind of leave it a little bit more open? And do you think it's worth it for me to remove this entire peninsula and just make my own custom island right here? I think it would really open up the kitchen to just kind of blend in with this entire living room right here. All the flooring is going to be the same, so it would flow in that sense as well, but it's going to be a little bit more expensive. But like I said, I'm going to live here, so it might be worth it. The second thing, this one is more controversial. Some people say remove this little pony wall right here. So just leave that post and leave this post right here and just go straight into the bedrooms. Me personally, I think just leaving this in kind of gives it a little bit of the separation from the living room to the actual bedrooms. So I'm thinking of leaving this in, but I know a few people wanted me to actually remove this as well. So I would love your guys' thoughts. Comment down below on both of these. I really do appreciate it, guys. But yeah, some main reasons why I'm buying this is because of the layout. I just freaking love how big this living room is. It's literally like one big box and then 3 bedrooms on the side. There's no houses right now. I look every single day in the Gilbert area. There's no houses over 2,000 square feet under $400,000. So I wanted to lock this one up for that reason. And yeah, that's pretty much it here. I'm gonna finish this video at my house. I'm gonna break down some of the numbers for you guys, but I just wanted to get you guys' suggestions real quick. So I'd appreciate it if you pause the video, comment down below, let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys in a few minutes. And just like that, we are back at the house, guys. It's actually pretty late. It's like 9 or 10 p.m. right now at night. I'm the only one at the house. All the other guys are out enjoying themselves, but I did want to film this video. That house tour that you guys saw in this video was actually this afternoon, so I wanted to talk about this while it's still fresh on my mind. I just walked you guys through basically the very basics of the renovation that I want to do. I'm extremely excited for this property, but this is still in escrow, guys, so it's still not my property, and I still don't own this house. It's still owned by the current owners or the people that are selling the property. So I do believe I'm going to wait a little bit longer to actually release this video on my YouTube channel, because I don't want to release anything and then a bunch of stuff changes. But the original plan on this property, guys, was to close it all cash. The reason why I was closing all cash is because I can close extremely fast if you come in all cash. You can also waive the appraisal, so the property doesn't have to get appraised. You can come in as is, and there's basically no like loan contingencies or financing contingencies on the property. So all four of those things look really good to the seller, and that's actually why I was able to lock up the property under purchase price. I was actually competing against 2 or 3 other offers that were over asking price, but the reason why they chose mine is because they wanted to close quick. This is by far, out of all the closes that I've done, has been the most like unorganized, chaotic, confusing closing. A lot of it has to do with the actual sellers of the property don't even live in the United States anymore. They actually live in China. So the communication's been very tough. Whenever they're awake, I'm sleeping, and vice versa. So we were supposed to close on this property. Today's March 26th. I honestly don't know when this video is getting uploaded, so I don't know when you guys are watching this. We were supposed to close on this March 29th, or basically once this weekend's over, I was supposed to close on this property. It was supposed to be mine. But the listing agent texted me this morning and she's like, we have to postpone closing another 12 days. My clients are in China and they have to go to Shanghai to the US Embassy in order to close this and sign the papers. So we can't close it on Monday. And that kind of threw me off a little bit. It's like, that's to me, I think that's the stuff that you have to figure out like prior to closing, prior to a day before closing. So unfortunately, we're not able to close on Monday and they have to postpone it 12 days. So I was thinking to myself, I'm like, you know what, like, the whole reason why I'm coming into this deal cash is because they wanted a quick closing, but if they're postponing it almost 2 extra weeks, I'm gonna try to just go straight into a conventional loan through a bank and basically not have to use private money to close this cash. Because if I were to close this property cash, I was basically getting a private money loan from Ricky, or my business partner, and he was charging me his interest rate is 12% annualized, meaning it's 1% of the loan every single month. It's interest only, so I'm not paying down any of the loan whatsoever. It's strictly just interest. So if he gave me, for example, a $300,000 loan, I'd be paying him $3,000 a month interest only just to have that loan. And then I would basically refinance out of that property down the road. And I was originally the original plan for this property was the day that I closed on it with cash, I would reach out to a bank and start the refinance process, because that process can take anywhere from 45 to 60 days. So basically, if I had a hard money loan from Ricky, I would at minimal have that loan for at least 45 to 60 days, which is about $6,000 to $7,000. So I thought to myself, I'm like, you know what? The whole reason why we're trying to close this property cash is because they're trying to move quick. But if they're not even able to move quick, let me try to go straight into purchasing this property with a conventional loan. So that's actually what we're negotiating right now. Nothing's set in stone yet. Everything's extremely up in the air. But I got a verbal agreement that we would raise the purchase price a little bit and delay the closing another week and a half on top of the 2 weeks, so I can close it conventionally. It would theoretically save me of anywhere from $5,000 to $6,000 because I wouldn't have to get private money on this and I'd just be able to close conventionally. But at the same time, it's just a normal traditional 30-day close, and I know for them that's not what they wanted to do. So we're kind of trying to meet in the middle on this. I sent them an addendum with all the new terms on it. Basically, the earnest money deposit that I originally deposited about a week ago when I first went in the escrow on this property, it would be officially non-refundable whatsoever, all contingencies lifted. So if I do not close on this property, that $5,000 earnest money deposit is theirs. I raised the purchase price $1,000. I have no appraisal. I have basically I'm waiving the appraisal. So because you have to get an appraisal on a house if you're closing with a bank loan. And because this was originally cash, I didn't actually have to get it appraised. So I told them, I'm like, you know what, if I get a conventional loan, I'm guaranteeing you guys the purchase price. So if the appraisal comes in $40K lower, I guarantee you that I'm gonna pay that $40K out of my pocket to basically guarantee that purchase price for them, as if it was like almost a cash deal. So I added that in. I do think I'm gonna be pretty close to the appraised value. I wanted to be able to do a little bit of rehab renovation work before I got it appraised, but if I'm gonna close conventionally, I actually have to do it now. I still do think I'll be pretty close to it appraising at what I'm purchasing it for, just because I do feel like I got a pretty good deal on it. And then what else did I change on there? I think those were the 4 things. So waive the appraisal, non-refundable earnest money deposit, changed the close of escrow date another 2 weeks, and then I also added another $1,000 to the purchase price, or I'm basically paying for these $1,000 for the seller's closing costs. In a sense, I'm contributing to their closing costs, and so we're in the works on that right now, guys. So that's a reason why I'm going to delay to put this video up until I have something set in stone here, because the last thing I want to do is talk about how this is like my house and then something happens with the contract and I'm just not even mine anymore. So at the same time, I'm getting extremely excited to start renovations. There's still a lot of things that we need to figure out here, but I truly do believe once this house is fully renovated, I don't see this house like going under $450,000 if I were to resell it right away. This is obviously a buy and hold for me. Anywhere in the Gilbert area, I absolutely love. This is right next to downtown Gilbert. I do think it'll have a really high appreciation on it, especially with all the new developments going around it. So I'm definitely going to hold it, and the plan is essentially just to do a little bit of work to it, live in it for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years until I find my next house, rent this house out, and then move on to the next one. Build my equity that way, build my net worth that way, and hopefully by the time I'm 30, I'm going to have my goal of 5 properties. This is my 4th one if I end up locking this up, so I do believe I'm on the right track. I have about almost 3 years left to get to that goal. If everything goes through with this new addendum to the contract, then I should be closing April 22nd. And it's officially mine, but it's an extremely busy month so far, guys. I have a couple closings. I have a closing on the 29th. I have my refinance closing for my rental property on the 31st. I have one of my clients closing the first week of April, and then I have another client closing around the same time that this property is projected to close as well. So yeah, very busy. I wanted to make this update video for you guys and just give you guys or show you guys my ideas on the renovations. I do appreciate if you guys give me some input. I really will look at the comment section and take your guys' considerations. Drop a like if you guys did enjoy the video, and I'll keep you guys updated. As always, if you guys are interested in buying or selling here in the Arizona area, I'm a licensed real estate agent. I'd love to work with you guys. 95% of my leads come from social media, so I appreciate you guys. I've been able to help out multiple investors, young investors this year so far with buying rental properties, investment properties, and I'm just super excited to be able to work with you guys on that. So my information for that will be down below, and I'll see you soon.